Thank you guys, welcome to my video today. And today we are talking about Edwin Sifuna. Remember, during the burial of Sir Charles Omondo Were, Raila Odinga stood firm and declared Sifuna as the party spokesperson who is going to air out the issues or the views or the stand of ODM as a party. Let's listen to this video before we continue into the analysis.
ODM must remain steadfast, and we must work to unify ODM as a strong political party. Yes, in a political party there's always differences of opinion on some issues, but the political party itself must have a firm stand on a particular issue. And that's why people can talk this way and this way. Ultimately, there's an official position that will be articulated by the party. And the spokesman of the party is usually the Secretary General. So Sifuna. When Mr. Sifuna speaks, he's speaking on behalf of the party. But then, Mr. Sifuna,
So yesterday, Edwin Sifuna was on an interview on Citizen TV, being interviewed by Yvonne Okwara. And Edwin Sifuna talked on the position of the party, ODM position in the government. He also talked about Raila Amolo Odinga and also talked about the MOU that was signed between President William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga. Let's watch into this video.
When I remind him what the MOU said, they wanted a document that they could then go and, run a PR campaign around and say, oh, tumeungana, we are together. That is not what this document says. This document does not establish a coalition agreement between ODM and UDA. But that's the impression they've been creating. They go out there and say, and I had warned that the PR disaster that was going to come from this was going to be something that was going to be very difficult to manage. Unfortunately, the foremost PR officer for the party is the SG, and that is where I'm saying there's difficulty that has come from this. Recently, we had another meeting, and there was a proposal to have a team to review the implementation of this MOU. I have asked respectfully that I be left out of that team because I have already declared this MOU dead. I have already done so publicly. So there is no point. I'm not a mortician. There's no point of me going to go through a document that I've already declared dead. And the reason I declared this MOU dead is because the initial argument for entering into this MOU was twofold. First of all, it was for the sustenance of life.
So according to Edwin Sifuna, the MOU that was signed between President William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga was violated because the sustenance of life, the one that they had agreed in the MOU, had not been followed, whereby had been found police brutality killing people. So that was the stand of Edwin Sifuna. On the stand of the presidential candidate, if ODM could produce a presidential candidate in 2027, that is how Sifuna has revealed us that Baba is already there and he's standing a chance in the 2027 election. Let's watch into this video.
Want a government that will respect the rule of law, that will respect human rights and the dignity of the people of Kenya.
Does this government do that?
This government surely does not. This government is killing the people. This government does not listen to the people. This is the worst possible government. If you go back to the spirit of the Constitution in 2010, this is the worst possible government we would have envisaged. It's the direct opposite of what we wanted. So I hear William Ruto has succeeded in bullying these guys in the opposition, Kina Kalonzo, into, he says, these people just say one term, they don't have any agenda. I want William Ruto to know that his removal from office is a national priority agenda. It is the only agenda, because his government is totally opposed to everything that this constitution stands for. And I want these people to be bold. Don't be bullied. You don't have to, he wants to push you into a corner where you're discussing markets. Tell Albert Ojwang about markets and roads. In my ranking, removing Ruto is top. It's even higher than getting a second terminal at JKI or dualing Malaba to Mombasa.
And how would we do that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about that, because there's those calls for one term.
Yeah.
The president, on the other hand, calls those calls unconstitutional.
They are not unconstitutional.
So,
these terms are granted by the public. I've told you we are the sovereign. Yeah. If we decide to give you one term, we'll give you a term. If we decide to give you half a term, we impeach you. I mean, it is in the Constitution. And you can also resign midway from public pressure. We have seen it happen. We have seen it happen that governments have collapsed under the weight of the pressure of the people. Because once people have rejected you, they have rejected you. It is a constitutional way to remove somebody midterm. Yeah.
And one of those would be impeachment, as you said.
Correct.
Do you think Parliament is sufficiently independent to do that, if that is what the people would ask them to do? And you sit to the Senate, which would be a very important player in this.
Personally, if he was sent to the Senate, I would impeach him. Without blinking. The way the other one who was sent to us was impeached.
Let's speak a little bit more about him.
Just like I told you, I've not given up. I don't want people to give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want people to give up.
What would be the last straw for the camel's back? What would that point be for you? Because you say you're in it for a while and you're going to fight for as much as you can.
Yeah.
At what point would you make the decision that this is enough? What would have happened?
I think if a decision is taken to formally support William Ruto for 27, that is something that I cannot abide personally. And
so
I'm
formal
sure,
decision as the party.
I'm sure, yes, and I'm sure everybody would respect that. But because that decision has not been made, that is why I'm saying I'm holding out that there is still time for us to correct course, because I personally believe we have a good chance as a political party. I don't know why people are looking at other people, yet we can just look at ourselves. We have been the hope of the people for a very long time. We still can be that hope of the people. I don't know why people within ODM themselves, even when they talk about presidential candidates, they have forgotten that Mzee is still there. The Baba is still there. He has not said that he has given up on